I go by angles. I'm a parasite on these guys' ego. I don't do anything. I don't contribute. But occasionally I make them laugh, and so that's why I'm here.
Yeah. It's a symbiotic relationship with that tongue-eating fish creature.
Yeah, I like that as an idea.
If you like this podcast, please go to other podcasts and comment on them. I want to see a tongue parasite. Bring a tongue parasite onto the show.
Where's...
I was really thinking that was just where the joke was going to end. If you want more podcasts like this, go somewhere else.
Yeah, please.
Do yourself a favor and leave.
My brother at one time, he fucking pirated Roulette 2, and he's like, "Oh, White, can you come over and have a look at my computer? It's not working so great." And I'm like, "Okay." And he goes, "Yeah, I tried to install Roulette 2, and it's acting weird." And I'm like, "Oh, no, he's got viruses or something." So I go there with my virus. No, it's just, there's something wrong with the game. I boot up, it's in French. And I'm staring at it like,
oh no!
I can't fix this. And he's like, "Oh, why not? I thought you were good with these computers." And I'm like, "I am good with computers. You've pirated a French game. I can't translate a language for you." And he's like, "Oh, can't you put it through Google?" And I'm like, "Can't you fucking put it through Google?"
You're looking fresh. You got your legs back. I see.
They just seem to appear every night. I go to sleep and, I recover all my broken limbs.
Yeah.
I don't know how this works.
You're like a hollowed. You just come back whenever you die.
That's how I feel sometimes.
When you're looking fresh, hun, look at the mirror and you're just a hollow. It's like a Dark Souls 1, just entire streaky bacon man.
By the way, if you could only pick one game to get a remake or remaster, which would it be?
I mean, the immediate answer I'd want to give is the original 2005 release of Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Hey! Do I have some news for you?
No, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. No, it does not.
I think the condensation has given me blind sight.
Oh shit, well that's impressive. What do your spider eyes see?
Nothing. I have blind sight.
Right, my mistake.
Which had a worse release? Cyberpunk 2077 or Aliens Colonial Marines?
Mass Effect 3.
Mass Effect 3, I'm sorry. So in terms of games I've dropped, fucking Chimera Squad.
Oh my god, yeah.
Chimera Squad, I was like, yeah, I'm done.
There are more people, though. You can get different people each run.
Yeah, but 6 of them are boring human people.
Yeah.
You
And then-
love boring human people.
When I make them and I call them and I name them after my friends and I give them silly hats.
But look,
I can't give it to Billabonga, the fucking grenadier who's like, my backstory is I have several dead kids, and it's like, I don't fucking care! I want to name you Ainsley Harriet and give you a fucking soup dish for a helmet.
beautiful, beautiful.
I don't know.
But Fonda, there's so many cool people in Chimera Squad. Like, scrungly pink grape woman?
If I were to outlive Thunder, I'm not going to, but if I was, I want you to have asked specifically for a recording to play as you lower in, which is just the Dawn of War tutorial. And it gets progressively more muffled.
Yeah. Oh my
Speaking
God.
inside you.
I want someone to show up and be like, "I was a mysterious person in your family member's history, and I'm not going to explain the narrative of this.
Oh my
They
God.
called me a bitch."
Honestly, I feel like that would happen at my funeral, is that my family would be like, who are you people? And it's like, we're the people that knew Thunder.
As fun.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be a bunch of furries and people in love outfits and all that kind of stuff. We were his real friends. Okay. But again, I've never played a Sonic game. Oh no, sorry. Tell a lie. I have played Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games.
Really?
Yes.
That's your one song.
That was my one Sonic game on the Wii.
Isn't that the one that has the vaguely racially named Eggman reskin?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
Because they were like, we want to have both the sister character, but also the sexy character.
Yeah.
But they were the same person in the original, so what the fuck do we do?
Why not make them both?
No!
I did know a guy who, at one point, we got a bug zapper because we had to deal with a hornet in our house, and he was not sure if it was working, so he kept touching it to be like, "Is this even working?" And I saw him fucking jump higher than I've ever seen a man jump in my life, almost to the point of hitting his head on the fucking ceiling, and he went, "I'm awake now." Like he pulled all-nighters and things, and he was like, Never mind, I feel good. Like,
Sorry, did this guy buy a bug zapper for a single bug?
I bought him the bug zapper for him. He just wanted bug spray. I figured I'd get him a zapper as well.
Oh yeah.
And now they use it to stim themselves to keep themselves awake.
I would assume so, yeah.
Oh yes, electroerotic stimulation.
Was it one of the paddles, or was it like one of the light bulb looking things?
It was a paddle, so it was to whack him
So
with.
you gave him...
The electrified yaoi paddle.
Going to bed and was like, damn, there must be so many bugs inside that guy's room right now. See you snapping and screaming.
Don't you love the China music though? That has that one. It has that one Tibetan flute sample.
Yeah, in every single fucking track.
It's fucking funny because they play that in like a few Spyro tracks as well. Because when we were playing Generals, I was like, wait a fucking second.
I know this generic.
This is from like Mystic Towers from Spyro 2. Like
China will grow larger.
Prey is not a reboot of... No, Prey is a reboot of Prey, but Prey is not
Prey is not a reboot of Prey. It's another game that we're like, here, have the fucking Prey name. I would specifically call those Wendigo games. Because they wear the skin of another game. And they're like, come out and play me. I am definitely the game you remembered and loved. And then they eat you.
Call of Duty World War II had you opening fucking loot boxes on Normandy Beach with everyone standing around seeing it. Because they thought,
that was ridiculous.
if we make it a social thing, everyone shares the dopamine kick. No, you look like a cock. Yeah. Because you're standing like, I got a thing. And it was like, this fucking dick opening loot boxes. It actually made you look like more of an asshole.
I want a version of Saving Private Ryan where just occasionally during the beach scene it cuts to a guy opening a crate and being like, oh my god, doing like the soy jack
I got purple paint! Yo!
the guy gets his head taken off.
As the biggest caveat on this plate of mixed shit and caviar, it is definitely... Did you just bite through the wrapper?
I really hope I didn't.
You did.
Did I?
Yeah. My God.
I've been trying to feed off of these fucking like 200-year-old caramel wafer bars that came from the fucking Victorian era.
Fucking bit straight through the fucking wrapper, my dude. I mean, it's just paper. It's not gonna hurt you.
I know it's not, but it could.
It's too late. He's already swallowed it. He's already eaten the pack.
It's gone. I just turn and see like right through the fucking packaging. Like, what the fuck, man? Sorry.
Well, we're not going to get like a viral video of a clown talking about the chlamydia, so...
Look, I bought the paint, you know? I bought the paint, I have the chlamydia, we don't have a webcam.
Yeah, that's the problem. Hopefully one of the crates will have something.
Maybe.
I'm honestly impressed they make pre-chlamydia clown paint now. But anyways,
it's more common than regular clown paint, trust me.
Speaking of toxicity, one of the things that I really enjoy doing, and I'm good at doing... Hold on!
I went to the Fringe recently. Right?
Oh, good.
Fringe Festival. It was great. I don't know how I got there.
We've all gone to the Fringe.
There was a Mario Kart concert that happened. Well, it was a game.
How the fuck does that
It was a
work?
video game concert, right? That happened. It was a video game jazz concert, and what they were doing is they were playing music and putting like jazz. They were like
Angles.
jazzing it up.
Angles, these words you are saying are giving me active aneurysms trying to parse them.
And
It
so
was a Mario Kart jazz music event.
yeah.
What the fuck?
It became one. So it started off
It
with...
became one?
It started
You mean
off...
it didn't start as one?
No, it started with Mario, then did Pokemon main theme, and then did a whole bunch of Persona 5 music, because that's basically jazz
That's because
already.
it's jazz, yeah.
Yeah, they did it really well, and what they did while they were playing this music was they had a projection of the gameplay in the background. And then it got to like halfway through and they're like, okay, we need people from the audience. They thrust Switch controllers into the hands of people. They were like, right, play Mario Kart. We will do all of the music. And so the projector turned onto a Switch screen. And so they did the Wii menu music while they were waiting, which I didn't realise I wanted to see live, but then I did and it was great. And then they played Mario for about an hour.
There are 3 things that should never be shown on the internet: future archaeologists, super intelligent AI, and your nan. All of those should never see the net.
No, never.
It's the curse of being a millennial. It's just going to happen.
Yeah.
Are we millennials? Are we zoomers? What the fuck are we?
I don't fucking know
Gen
I
anymore.
think if we go by the technical definitions that you can Google, white is a millennial, but we're zoomers.
Wow.
Yeah. No, genuinely, like, I'm, like, on the line.
No,
Yeah.
white's
Yeah.
a boomer.
I'm a neo-boomer.
Neo-boomer. I'm just imagining an old guy just in neon t-shirts.
But
You know?
I was picturing like a fucking like guy sitting on his porch on a rocking chair with like a robot eye being like, fucking kids, when I was a boy, we survived the second nuking of Japan.
Damn.
Christ. That already happened.
I'm already too. I'm thinking of Akira, you fuck.
That film is so good. And I always sell it to people by explaining it in the worst way possible because I don't remember actors' names very well, but I remember the roles they play. So you may have heard about it. It's about Spider-Man and Kylo Ren going to find Qui-Gon Jinn, who has given up God in Japan.
Sorry, I blinked for a second. Are you describing like those fucking Elsa Gate videos at this point?
He's describing the most recent season of Fortnite.
What is actually the age rating for Power World? Out of curiosity, is it like 15?
I think it might actually be older than that because it has depictions of slavery. It's fucking Peggy 12? How is it Peggy 12?
The same reason Fortnite is, I can only assume.
Oh my god.
But that's another game that fucking pushes it, right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Whenever they add fucking Nicki Minaj yanking it or whatever. Isn't she Call of Duty? I don't fucking know. But like they do a bunch of shit in that. And it's like, how are you remaining a 12 on this? But
Yeah.
That was the most old man yells at Cloud. Like, hey, it's just Nicki Minaj. It's my fault, Dad. Maybe it's the Call of Duties. I don't remember. We were talking about zombie apocalypse and survival and all that kind of stuff. And so, you know, what would you do in a zombie apocalypse and all that kind of stuff? Like, I just looked at us and just eat brains, probably. You know, statistically, probably I'd be the one eating brains.
Yeah.
If anyone would like to sponsor this podcast, please don't.
Mystery bad dragon boxes for your chance at a full. No, I can't say that.
I would 110% be on board with a Bad Dragon sponsor.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, I would.
And I would make the entire review based on doing anything else other than sexual things with them. You know,
Yeah,
use
it could
them
be a
as-
Tabasco pump.
Yeah, it could be a Tabasco pump. It could be like a coat hanger.
When you get to the civilization stage, every civilization on the planet is your species. Before that, they're all the weird other creatures that have been made in the creature creator. So even tribal stage, sometimes there will be other tribes that are other different creatures. The fuck happens to them?
You know what happens to them.
I don't like that look. Good. Yeah, no.
Why do you think you had to go to the stars? You ran out of food.
A lot of people speculate that Neanderthals and Homo sapiens, there was a time where they existed at the same time.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, what the fuck happened? How did they treat each other?
Well,
Uncanny Valley happened as an evolutionary trait.
so
It's
yeah.
close enough to human, but it's not quite right. I hate it, kill it.
There are two prevailing theories about it. One regarding the idea of, like, yeah, they are hostile towards each other, although there is some cohabitation. The other is funny, and it's sexy caveman theory. And it's the idea that all the Neanderthal women found Homo sapiens more attractive. It's pseudoscience, but it's hilarious.
I love the idea of fucking handsome Squidward cavemen just taking over the race by being hotter.
Your main is medic, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That does not surprise me at all.
fuck you.
I don't know why, just
It's in my
immediately-
username. Come on.
Yeah, I suppose. I
so-
thought that was your honorary doctorate.
Yeah, my honorary doctorate that I got from like Zimbabwe.
Warsmith Wolf asks, where did Dr. White get his doctorate in white?
7 California, baby.
Very good. Are you aware of the Lord of the Rings Magic the Gathering commander deck?
No, I am not.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a fun story.
There
Okay.
is a Magic the Gathering commander deck, and inside the commander deck there is a card that is the One Ring. However, they have announced there is the One Ring card that is really special, printed, it's got like gold leaf and shit on it, and the entire card is written in Elvish. Inevitably, people have started to sort of bid for it, even though it's at time of recording, no one's found it. Post Malone has offered to pay $1 million. He will pay for your flight to meet him and hang out with him whilst you give him his One Ring. But before that, there was a better offer. And I don't mean this monetarily. There was a guy who was like, right, here are your choices. If you find the One Ring, I will give you £25,000. Or I will fly you to where they are. We will go on an all expenses paid trip to New Zealand, and me and you will travel up to a volcano in New Zealand and throw the One Ring into it.
I want that so bad.
So, yeah.
I want that to be what happens.
Immediately, I was like, yeah, but what if Post Malone gets it and then goes to that guy and is like, our journey must begin?
That would be great.
Join me.
That would be very weird if Post Malone and this one dude end up going to New Zealand to throw a card in the volcano. The thing is, though, right? Your likelihood of getting the One Ring, it's about the same as winning the lottery. Not quite, but it's about the same.
Yeah.
There is a not 0% chance that unless they have rigged it, that card might end up in landfill.
Yeah.
Because if it goes, if it's just in any box that they are sending to any store,
Get water damaged.
it can go to somewhere in the middle of fucking nowhere. It doesn't fucking sell, and then eventually the store goes under and they chuck it. And there is just the One Ring sitting as a card in a landfill somewhere, which is also immensely funny to me.
Yeah, next to hundreds of copies of E.T.
What fictional character would you have as a roommate?
I have a lot of thoughts on this question.
If I was, I can list off tons I wouldn't. I wouldn't want Kane to try and indoctrinate me into his Crystal Mormon cult. I wouldn't want Joshua Graham because he'd try and indoctrinate me into the actual Mormon cult.
So which is it? Is it roommate or housemate?
It's roommate.
Yeah, I have an answer for both. So I thought housemate originally, and my answer is genuinely the TTS characterization of Rogel Dawn.
Oh.
As a housemate, I think that would be really funny.
Yeah.
They would be clean. The house maintenance would be on point. Additionally, like all the little neuroses, all the other kind of things, I would find entertaining. I would not find that annoying. You know that there would be a specific order of the cereal in the kitchen cabinet.
Oh,
it would be ordered in a specific way, and I would love hearing that explanation because it would be
They'd
funny.
be in separate boxes, all like stacked on top of each other.
Yeah, in a small fortification. It would be very good.
Liblet 6 for that. And I also love,
God, there's 6 of them.
I also love your profile picture is Carl Franz holding up Exodia, so that's fantastic. Which is fantastic.
They play Yu-Gi-Oh! Together, and they have an app. They do it on like a open source software thing.
It's one of those programs where every asset is like a JPEG file or an MP3.
Right.
We've even changed some of the pictures on the cards.
Please put a show reel right here as we're saying this.
Yeah.
Of the cats just flashing by.
I will if you're watching this on YouTube, because for all we know, we could put this on Spotify or something. I don't know.
You're listening to this on Apple Go Play on your iPod Nano.
I'll pop them up now. There'll be Art Attack music playing. Probably.
Are we legally allowed to do that?
I mean, isn't Art Attack dead? If not, I'll put on something like less likely to get us striked.
I'm not sure if this is true or not. I've heard it as a rumor mill thing. The new Final Fantasy game is banned in some parts of the world because it contains a hardcore gay sex scene.
Are you telling me that the Final Fantasy game that involved a road trip full of hot twinks and one hunk did not involve any gay sex?
No. Unfortunately, no.
For some reason, I had bought the Y2K soundtrack. I nearly said the wrong word. And I was listening to it on my commutes. You know the American Psycho Patrick Bateman walking into his job with the headphones in, going into his office. I was like that, but listening to the fucking like Golden Alpaca battle theme.
I am imagining you with the exact just kind of deadpan expression that Bateman has whilst walking through the halls.
That's how I felt at that.
Menacingly, just kind of staring as that is kind of blaring through your head.
Yeah.
I must tell the story of Vent Skeleton. The greatest tale of Shadowrun expose I've ever done. How we started a corporate war by accident.
Right.
So my party had gathered around. We're going to break into this office. We have things in the basement we want to steal from them. Don't know what it is. We know there's stuff in the basement that the client wants. So we arrange this cool plan. We sneak onto the roof, and our mage spots a fucking guard. He's like a rent-a-cop. He's wearing like plastic sheets for body armor. We're prepping to like beat him up and stun him and whatnot. Mage goes, "No, I cast acid." DM goes, "Okay, this fucking minimum wage poor bastard has just been reduced to a skeleton. Congratulations." And we stand around as the troll looks down at this fucking corpse and goes, "I'll get rid of it." Tears open an air vent, stuffs the skeleton into it. Okay, Great, there is now a skeleton's head jutting out of this air vent like a fucking spooky, scary pop-up surprise. But fine, the party ends up in the basement being like, fuck, we got the stuff, but we have to get out of here and bury all evidence that we were here. So we're going to blow the place up, as is vital to every Shadowrun. So we plant C4 everywhere, prep the self-destruct of this inevitable secret lab we find, and go to flee. And as we flee, the troll player goes, but what about the vent skeleton? And the DM goes, as you drive away on your collection of motorbikes and vans, you see a blur shoot overhead. The skeleton is propelled from the vent like a cannon and is fired straight into an upper window of a nearby megacorp skyscraper. So we're like, oh, whoopsie, that was silly. We find out literally the next session the DMs decide to make that a fucking plot point. The company we raided was a subsidiary of another company, and they're the ones that had the skeleton smash through the window into their boardroom during a meeting. They take this not as a, what the fuck is this skeleton doing here? They take this as a, all those fuckers are gonna pay for this, this is definitely hooligan shit they're doing right now. So a corporate war breaks out in this tiny shitty town we're in, all because our troll was like, I'm gonna put this skeleton in the air vent, it'll be sneaky.
Rogue One was Halo Reach, but worse.
Ooh,
That's my take on it.
That's not the worst comparison in the world. Oh god, am I really going to say that a bunch of actual human beings had less character than the robot helmet people in a video game? And I don't know whether I can. I'd have to rewatch Rogue One.
I'll put it out here like this. Do you remember the blind guy with the stick?
Yes.
Okay, do you like that guy?
I liked him conceptually. I didn't like what happened with him.
Right, okay, because I was going to say, if you had any vague interest in that character, watch John Wick 4.
Yeah. Okay.
That same actor played the same fucking character concept in John Wick.
Better executed.
Infinitely better.
During the scene where Legolas and Aragorn are arguing in front of the people of Helm's Deep, none of them can understand Elvish.
Yeah.
And just randomly, Aragorn yells, well, I will die as one of them, and they all look at him like, what the fuck were they talking about?
That was what I was thinking watching that scene as well. If I was one of the 10-year-old boys who's just been given an oversized helmet and an axe, I would also be thinking, huh?
Oh, don't worry. I think according to the law of the orc breeding pits, TM, aren't all of them, like, basically fucking 10? Because they grow really fast.
Child soldiers!
I love Metal Gear!
Lord of the Rings, directed by Hideo Kojima.
A few years ago, I was really angry at Konami and what they did with Kojima, and that really got some outrage out of me.
It did.
Oh, yeah.
But now I'm comparing them.
That's Konami's lawyers on the phone.
They found me.
I loved, like, All Tomorrows, for example. That's an amazing book.
Fucking weird.
It's so fucking
odd,
weird.
yeah.
But I loved it because the idea of an alien future. Also, I would fuck the brains out of a killer person, like, hands down. But that's beside the point. But that's entirely beside the point, and we all went silent.
So we have another one from Mr. Aquila that says, can we go to Denny's?
No. I wish we could.
Yeah, we physically can't.
I have
That's a
heard
limit.
a lot of good things about it. I have heard that the bathroom glory hole scene there is also really good. I just made Thunder spit his beer.
Oh, no. Oh,
I've heard someone
Christ.
describe Denny's as, okay, you go to McDonald's, you talk about, like, drug deals, like weed. You go to Jack in the Box to talk about slightly harder drugs. You go to Denny's to hire an assassin.
You experience something enough, you start to get addicted to it. It's like broccoli.
It is like broccoli.
What? What the fuck was that analogy?
Wait a minute.
You know if you eat something 3 times, you start to like it.
I agreed with you without thinking about it. I am so...
We did the Stuffer Shack, like, mini thing, and there's in that sort of event, the players are sent into a McDonald's-esque restaurant to try and, like, pressure some mob guys into releasing someone they've taken hostage. The players, in this case, went in there and started a fight, and there's someone in the sort of general populace, the NPCs, really hates the mob and had come there to do the exact same thing. So he is set to sort of engage in combat. I was looking at their dice rolls. they kept rolling to miss each other, so this mob boss and this random fucking guy were having the fucking naked gun shootout across like a table barely longer than like arm's length. Neither of them were hitting each other, so it's just them firing their handguns at point blank range.
Oh, that was really good. I quite like that section. That was what really sold me on Shadowrun, was playing.
You
that
almost
section.
killed the hostage by throwing a grenade into the room they were in.
Listen, I was just a simple man with a samurai sword
You
and
stabbed
a
the
mission.
guy whilst he was sitting at the table.
And that's the best time to stab a guy. Listen.
And for all these reasons, no, we cannot go to Denny's. Thunder will stab a man with a samurai sword, and the glory hole game is just too strong.
Well, we may not have gotten our bad dragons, but this video has been sponsored by G2A.com and their summer sale, where they're currently selling Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree for more than 20% off and Baldur's Gate 3 for less than $20. Nice. G2A is an online marketplace for video games as well as software, online gift cards, streaming service subscriptions, and more. G2A monitors sellers' ratings in order to ensure the best quality products are being sold on the platform, with a tightened onboarding process for sellers to ensure the most customer-friendly service they can. With over 105 million products sold to over 25 million buyers, G2A is available worldwide and supports payment options suitable for your location, featuring both a global and regional catalogue of products at low prices. Right now, you can take advantage of the code G2A Summer to get up to 50% off your cheapest item when you buy 2 or more products, which will be live until the 11th of July 2024. So check it out today to save some cash on some of your most anticipated games or some classics you've been meaning to visit. They've currently got the Dawn of War games for upwards of 80% off, which is an incredible steal. Use the link in the video description to get these deals now and tell them ThunderPsyker sent you. Also ask if they can help us get out of this container, because we think we're running out of air in here. Have you ever played the Stalker games? We talked about this in episode 7 of this podcast, funnily enough. It seems right up my alley as a kind of chill, wander-the-wild survival game, right before something bursts through the bushes and rips my guts to shreds, so frankly I'm surprised I've not given it a go yet. Favorite crisps brand? I want to give the joke answer of Doritos because it's the epic gamer snack, but it's technically a tortilla chip, so it's a hard choice, but I'm becoming fond of those Walker Sensation crisps recently. The Thai chili ones taste amazing. Resisting the urge to make a Femca Studies joke question, don't you dare! Is Birmingham as bad as they say? Well, the first time I went downtown, the first thing it reminded me of was Mega City 1 from Judge Dredd, so yeah. What kind of strategy games do you prefer to play, such as real-time or turn-based? It's a really tricky toss-up since I've got favorites in both flavors, but I think real-time wins out in sheer quantity of the ones I play often. Did you know apple pies are a British food? The British simply imported it. That makes the term as American as apple pie fucking funny then. It's a heated topic in many of the groups I know. Do you think the Tau in their entirety belong in the culture and story of 40k? Where do you stand on it and why? I get joked about it as the guy who hates the Tau, but honestly, I think they do. Whether you think they're too noble bright for a grimdark setting, or if you think that them being made more morally grey is a bad thing, they offer contrast to the other factions both ideologically and aesthetically. I legit think Tau units look cool, and it's something that I can say pretty confidently about all the major Warhammer phrases. They look cool, and it makes me want to play them at least once. Thank you to all the patrons and channel members who have been supporting me, with an extra special thanks to my Baneblade tier subscribers, Adiros, Alexis Athena, Brandon Hickey, Carbon Green, Casey, Demon Xenomorph 1987, Diomedes Nuts, Epsilon, Gorgeous Freeman, Inquisitor Grox, Just a Guy, Obama, Old Man Jenkins, Prime B1, Raziel Martellus 96, Tainted Cookie, Tuda Watcher, Witcher 122, and Warlock Scrack.